Alright guys, so we're going to start out with the attackers right now. So I'm just going to go in order, so starting with Glaz. Some of you may know this, some of you may not know this, but Glaz is actually the only operator that I think can see clearly through windows. So as you can see right now, I'm looking through windows. So if you're on the attacker team and you're on like far away, you know how you have the hard time looking into the actual building, and it's kind of hard to see if you're not Glaz. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but Glaz's scope, his secondary scope, the one you can attach and detach, is actually, it acts like an infrared almost. It's kind of cool. So it allows you to see better in the building. Alright, so now we're moving on to Blitz. Blitz is a really big team operator, so if you got like a squad going on of like 3 or more, I'd probably say one of you guys need to come in as Blitz. That's just my personal opinion. That's just how I like to run Blitz. He's really crucial. He is really loud, so as you can see right here, I'm kind of testing out how loud he can be, and if you move kind of slow and you're crouching, you know, he's going to be pretty quiet, but, you know, he has those lights that will just blind your opponents. So I think he's a really good team operator, and I could really see him being used a lot more. I think he could really be OP if you know how to use him right. Moving on to Buck. Buck is really good. I like running Buck a lot as an attacker. He has a shotgun that is just really... It's really good at breaching windows, doors, walls that are not reinforced, stuff like that. So it's also used as a really good weapon against your opponents. I would say it has a pretty good, decent range on it. So using Buck, I like to, you know, try to counter the enemy. I try to figure out where they are. I stop and listen a lot. Yeah, if you just go blow random holes through walls, man, you're bound to find someone. And that's what I like to do with Buck. Just destroy every wall I can. Alright, so we got Blackbeard. One thing I don't like to do, and I recommend everyone not to do this, is get upside down with your ballistic shield. You think you're safe, but you're really not. Let me tell you why. Whenever you go upside down, I don't know how the game's physics are. This is how I've seen it happen. I've gotten multiple kills on people using Blackbeard like this. When you're upside down like this, your head sticks out below your shield, so they have a perfectly good headshot. It's a little bit, it's like an inch, but they can pop an inch if they have the right angle on you. So really you want to use Blackbeard normally, like stay upright on your rappel. You know, you kind of want to crouch down a little bit and cover your body. Make sure your body's not sticking out above the window or anything like that. But yeah, never use Blackbeard upside down. Alright, yo, so we got Kappa Tau in the house. Kappa Tau is one of those operators that I really like using a lot. His guns are really nice. I just love Kappa Tau. I love using Kappa Tau. So he has his flaming arrows, which are really good to trap your enemies. So say you're playing something like secure the area. If you get in the area and you're Kappa Tau, you can literally shoot your fire arrows to block each entrance to where the enemies cannot come in to contest the area. That is my biggest tip with Kappa Tau. He also has his smoke arrows, so if you're playing hostage or something, you know, you can shoot those arrows down, go and grab the hostage and run out without anyone noticing. They're obviously going to hear that you picked up the hostage, but hey, they're not going to know which way you're going. So go ahead and abuse those smoke arrows and those fire arrows. Alright, so we got Bona now. Whenever you use Bona, her breaching tool, if you aim all the way down to the bottom of wherever you're trying to go in at, you will bust the whole thing out. As you can see right here, I'm going to demonstrate this. Go all the way through. Like this. Now whenever I try this other hole, which is what a lot of people do, you can't go all the way through because you have that bottom lip. So if you just aim all the way down, like your laser is touching the ground barely, you can actually go all the way through the first try. That's just my tip for Habana. That's all I really have for her. Yeah, moving on. Alright, so I'm bringing out Ashe right now to show you guys what I like to do with her. I like to use Ashe. I kind of like to stay back with her. I kind of like to stay outside, you know, kind of see what's going on with my teammates, and then I finally decide where I'm going to breach. So you kind of want to do a distraction at first. You know, you want to breach one window, then you want to go on all the way on the opposite side, breach the other window. Now, the other team, the enemy team, is going to be thinking that you're going to go for that first breach. Guarantee it. 9 times out of 10, they're going to think you're going for that first breach. So if you can do that perfectly and execute it, by the time you get up behind them, they're going to be looking in the other way where you first breached. So you can just take them out that easily. So yeah, that's my biggest tip with Ashe. She's really good, she's really fast. But yeah. Alright, using Fuse. When it comes to using Fuse, you want to place his cluster charges on the highest part of the window you can, or wall, whatever you're breaching in as, or breaching on. But I like to put mine all the way at the top, just because those clusters, whenever the enemy team hears those clusters go off, they're gonna take off running as far away from it as possible. So if you place it up top, those clusters are gonna go further. And they're just pretty much, the clusters are going to catch up to the enemies and just kill them. So when you place it down low like that, you know, they just kind of like fall right on the ground. But if you place it up higher, they're going to go further and bounce and kill your opponents. That's my tip with Fuse. Hopefully that works for you guys. It works for me. Alright, time for the Sledge tip. Whenever it comes to Sledge, if you breach standing up, you know, you're going to make a hole like right in the middle to where you have to vault over it. So I don't really like doing that. What I like to do is I like to crouch and then sledge a wall or window, whatever. Because whenever you crouch, you go in silently. You're still crouched, so you can go in silently, whereas if you stand up and you bust a hole, you have to vault over the hole you just made, making you land, and your enemy's just going to hear you. So if you're trying to go in silently, sledge while you're crouched, crouch, walk in. That is my tip with Sledge. Which is pretty obvious, you know. Whenever you start out, you get on your Twitch drone, right whenever you start looking, like right when you spawn with your drones, the very first thing you want to do is go around the entire map, take out all the cameras as fast as you can. Whenever you do this, your enemy is not going to know where you are, not going to know where you spawn, so it's going to make it a little bit more difficult for them to find out where you're coming from. So I like using Twitch like that. Then as soon as you take out all the outside cameras with the Twitch drone, you want to go inside, clear out the mutes, clear out the Capcan things, the Capcan charges, and you also want to clear out the bandit charges, whatever they have, you want to clear it out. That way you can tell your team, hey, the building's clear, we can go in safely. That's my tip with Twitch. Alright, when it comes to using Thatcher, you know he has his EMP grenades, so he can take out the bandit placements and the mute placements, stuff like that. So whenever it comes to using Thatcher, I like to pick Thermite as my running buddy. I don't really like to be with my full team just because I'm really crucial and Thermite's really crucial, so we know where to go, we know what we can do, we know how to execute it as a team, just me and Thermite. So that's what I like to do with Thatcher. There's a lot of other ways you can use Thatcher. That's just my personal one that I like to go with. Alright, using Thermite, the way I like to use Thermite is you want to use your first breach as a crucial breach. So make it a really good breach, you know, the one that will really help out your teammates. And then the second one you can use as a distraction. So you breach that door, or you breach that wall, you want to run in, you know, clear everything out that you can, but then you can use the next breach as a distraction. So like I just did, you can throw a smoke, say you're playing hostages in there, Thermite this wall, and then throw some more smokes. Now all their attention's on that Thermite. So you can just grab the hostage and get out of there real quick. They're not going to see you because of all that smoke either. And finally, moving on to Montaigne. Montaigne, is really good. I don't really personally like using Montaigne, but I can see him being as a really good team player. Like if you're running a full squad, you know, you can pick like 2 of your best shooters to follow you. So you can just be the biggest distraction. They can hide behind you. You guys can go into the building together. So when it comes to using Montaigne, you know, you can have 1 or 2 friends behind you just constantly leaning to the left or the right around your shield. You're going to take all the bullets. They have the clear shot. So Montaigne is a really good team player if you're okay with being patient and slow and not really getting a lot of action. So Montaigne is a really good team player. And that's my best tip with Montaigne, is to abuse the teammate skills so your teammates can lean left or right around you and take the shot. Alright guys, so I'm going to end it on this clip right here. I did this clip earlier. But yeah, thanks for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Let me know if these tips help you in the comments. Shoot that like button and hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out a lot, and really hope you enjoyed. But yeah, just enjoy this little clip. Peace out, guys.
Neutralize the threat. Op 4 last stop standing.